for the new tariff regime. Tim, how are you feeling today?
Not great, Mel. But I think we're going to talk about the VIX. We're going to talk about market dynamics later on in the show. And we're going to talk probably throughout the show about important levels on the S&P. But it's pretty clear that the close that we had was so destructive that there's not a lot of room, with exception down to some really important levels that get into Fibonacci retracements, that get into 5,100, 5,130, areas that I think on a day after the size of the move today doesn't suddenly feel that far away. There's no question we've done a lot of damage in a short amount of time, so the velocity of the move is part of what's going on here. We say this all the time. The lack of uncertainty is part of what's going on, and I think part of what market participants and folks on Main Street are feeling today is, hey, I'm not sure I knew that our economy was structurally broken, because in fact the things that at least are intended and announced out of Washington are things that make it seem as if we have to suddenly transform industries that we didn't know needed to be transformed. That's part of where I think the outlook on stocks becomes very, very cloudy. You add in some other elements about the dollar giving a lot of ground, the move in rates, and the breakdown in oil. In terms of risk assets, if we start to see the dollar break down significantly and we start to see oil break down significantly, unfortunately, that is correlated to more market dynamics. So we haven't gotten earnings season. As you mentioned, a massive, I'll say it 3 times, payroll number tomorrow, even though that is not really new data. That's a post-tariff shock environment. And we had ISM services today, which wasn't very good and cast a little bit of a pall on that data. So the good news for markets is we've plumbed a lot of ground here. I mean, there really is. And if you've made your list and you have companies, you have to ask yourself if something really fundamentally changed.
Yeah. Julie Beal, what do you think? Have we re-rated to this new tariff world? I mean, I don't even know how you think about the tariff, since the only certainty we know is the new tariff levels per country, but we don't know what will come in terms of companies actually basically caving or saying that we're going to give you something that you really want, something phenomenal, as President Trump just said, in order for these tariffs to be lifted or at least clawed back a little.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem. What I really worry about more than anything is just the level of paralysis that most companies are facing in terms of CapEx investments, which we're already seeing in survey data before the tariffs were announced, and in terms of hiring. And that paralysis, that stillness, it really creates a lot of sluggishness in the economy. And it makes sense to me, right? Because even if Trump came back today and said, JK, no tariffs, was just having fun with y'all, I don't think anyone would be allocating any differently or still feeling much better. It's like if you had a landlord that said, I'm so sorry, but you're going to have to move out in the next 3 months, and then came back to you a week later and said, just kidding, you'd still be looking around for another place to live, right? There's no clarity and certainty that these are really locked in and going to be here for the long term. So I think that's the real problem that we have, is even with the clarity that we have of the tariffs in a little chart, we don't actually have a lot of confidence that we know what the timelines look like. And that makes it impossible to plan.
Yeah, I think Julie makes a lot of good points. And then kind of like leaning into that, I think procedurally, it's very much a shock. This is essentially enacted on the back of an executive order, as opposed to going through a much more protracted congressional process where you have a bit more time to kind of plan around this. And then the expectation is that if it does go through said process, that it is going to be in place for a lot longer. I don't know what we can do in the interim that really starts to undo the damage that has been done, aside from saying, actually, we are, in fact, only using this for posturing, and these are not going to stick. And they've been vehement about the fact that that is really not the case. So there's no way for you to pick up a plant and onshore within a 30 to 60-day period. This is all very long planned out, capital intensive type of investment that we're talking about. And so I don't see how you're able to pivot away from the pain in the interim. And I think that's what the market is now digesting. I do think there was a prevailing sentiment that perhaps that these were simply bargaining chips. And then there was a little bit more teeth. But the extent to which this rollout has encompassed, I think that is really what the market is digesting right now.